done for me lately? It's Coons. What have y'all done for us lately? And if there's no answer, you know, the only thing we owe them.
Hey, Q, I don't hear you.
For the dearly departed. He believed funerals were for the living. He believed that they were great gathering meetings. And no two lives in human history will have the same number of people attending their funerals, or the same people will be at their funerals, because your friends ain't my friends ain't your friends. We don't know the same people. You don't know the same people that I know. Do not bring your politics out of respect to Reverend Jesse Jackson and the life that he lived to these homegoing services. Right. Come respectful and come to say thank you. But these homegoing services are welcome to all. Democrat, Republican, liberal, and conservative, right wing, left wing, because his life is broad enough to cover the full spectrum of what it means to be an American. We only ask people to come and be respectful in the context of the extraordinary life that he lived. Dad would have wanted us to have a great meeting to discuss our differences, to find ways of moving forward and moving together. And if his life becomes a turning point in our national political discourse, amen. Amen.
I predicted a lot about what's happening right now. I'm not into saying I told you so, but we did see it coming. But what I did not predict is that we would not have Jesse Jackson with us right now to help us get through this. And this afternoon has been such a beautiful remembrance of his spirit, his life, and his faith. And in a way that Reverend Al talked about it and so many others have, I do think of this afternoon as what it is doing for me to renew my faith in what is possible, fueled by the hope that Jesse Jackson so often reminded us of.
In a time when it can be hard to hope. Each day we wake up to some new assault on our democratic institutions. Another setback to the idea of the rule of law. An offense to common decency. Every day you wake up to things you just didn't think were possible. Each day we're told by those in high office to fear each other and to turn on each other, and that some Americans count more than others, and that some don't even count at all.
Dr. Short, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. And see, this wouldn't have happened. I told you not to have and not to hire that black sound man. But you went back to your little recidivistic ways, didn't listen to me. See what happens. And I must
I
say hi
wonder.
to your audience. I envision just a sea of happy white faces. Love all of you. May white power shine upon everybody out here. We're here all together trying to stay strong. We have a great president. We have a lot of disloyal black people that don't want to fight to bring about Armageddon for Jesus Christ to come back. But we're all together tonight, and that's what really matters. And so, whether you have a sheet, got a hole in your sheet, if you can't afford a sheet, here on Talk To, everybody has a sheet, even if it's spiritual. So you can just put it on and we'll all be together as we talk about these no good subhuman scum that folks think are leadership. And I saw the little video you played, and Jesse Jackson Jr. left out coons and boule and turncoats and welfare cheats and all. They're welcome too. In fact, that's most of what was out there. My white sixth sense of black people just let me know that. So again, a proud wave of white woman to all the white brothers out there and white men, all my white sisters. And tonight we're going to have a real good conversation about Jasmine Croc shit and Jesse Jackass. Two examples of why the people that we hold down will never get free. With leaders like this, even as our demographic is shrinking, we're going to remain the dominant, conquering people of this continental nation known as the United States of America, and stand with Donald Trump. And Epstein is a hoax. The Islamic missiles are a hoax. Black History Month is a hoax. What history? I mean, why do you want history if you don't run a country? So, let's just get started. Go ahead. White power to
No, I
everybody.
just,
Thank you. Thank you so very
I
much.
thought I might have get Brother Bag X. How's he doing?
Well, I don't really associate with black people except for from a position of domination and control. And I haven't seen him since I was a prison guard. And in fact, the less you see of him in the whole, the best you see of him. Okay. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, I haven't
And
seen him since election night. But
yeah, well, Donald Trump is going to take care of all the people like that. And, I can't wait until ICE really captures a vision of what its true purpose is, which is to send black people back to Africa. Not that the Africans want them. They don't want them when they come here. So it's interesting how that's going to play out. But, and it's kind of interesting. Jesse Jackson having marched with another person, Dr. King, both had bad zipper control and had problematic children and interesting family dynamics. But anyway, go ahead, brother.
Jesse Jackson Jr. asked, "Don't come here with your political jargon.
Oh, come
Don't
now.
come
Now,
here. Don't."
Jesse politicized everything. Jesse politicized Dr. King's blood he put on the shirt. Jesse Jackson's always politicizing things. So, to me, that's, you can't expect anything to be different from what, your father did. And he politicized those campaign contributions, buying personal items for that woman he was messing with that he wasn't married to.
Or the
So,
money, he got from Trump.
oh no, I'm talking about the money he got from people supporting him that he spent on that Latin American woman he was messing with. They talk all that black power, but that woman could almost pass herself for white. So, he's having his own little rainbow coalition in hotel rooms. And if anything, his ex, she had one of the greatest sexual handout programs. I mean, she and Kamala Harris could be a split ticket and run for president, vice president. Um, if they didn't get a lot of votes, they'd sure get a lot of people jerking off, touching themselves. Anyway, let's keep moving.
So as you see, Kamswala came through.
What
She
she
came
did,
through. She said she got renewed
yeah,
faith.
yeah. Well, she probably groped him in the casket when she walked by. Put a hard grip in there. I remember. Can you imagine her doing the Erica Kirk on Jesse? Oh, you know. And I don't know. They probably had the mortician put an iron bit inside of there so that it'd still be hard. Mm, mm.
So tell me, Doctor Short, you didn't watch the services. I literally watched bits and pieces of it. I thought I was,
I 9 years ago, I basically watched the Jesse Jackson funeral via the Aretha Franklin funeral.
mm,
I figured that mean remember Jesse was standing up like a wild turkey that had eaten
yeah.
buckshot, and ah,
He was gone
I,
then. You think he was gone then?
I more or less.
Yeah, because they paraded him around for a while doing photo ops. It's really sad when we like, and I try to. Last night when I called you, I was a bit angry.
Well,
But it's
you're supposed to be angry. Look, there's a lot to be mad about in our community. The thing that bothers me is so many people are happy, and they're not just gay happy. We're thrilled about dying off as a group. It's quite disheartening, you know. I'm saying this to you as a person that taught. It was very demoralizing. Can you imagine being in a classroom and the young people don't want any of what you have, and you realize
mm,
what's ahead of them, and basically, screw you. Just give me an A. I just saw an article where a white girl finished school with a 3.8 something GPA up in either Washington or Oregon State, and she's suing because she can't read or write. She can't read or write, but had straight A's through everything, right? The, we're this is really bad where we are, and just because some people are doing okay doesn't mean all of us are. So I sit here and watch, and I'm calm, and so are you, and we get through what we got to get through, and we do what we do, right?
mm,
um all I can say to you is that we uh we better get a handle on ourselves, and we better learn how to get mad when you have a government that now goes and assassinates whole families because somebody don't like you. When the government of the woman who said young black people are the main enemies in America of Israel, and yet you can get them in the name of Israel to go abroad and just kill people. What could happen to us here?
mm,
Um, it's I'm not trying to get in anybody else's war. I'm not picking sides between, a garden variety of towelhead, sand Negro type population demographics. I'm only saying that there's a lot to be concerned about. The price of gas has gone up 60, 70 cents here. Do you realize how many people aren't going to be able to make it to work if gas gets to $6, $7 a gallon? What's that going to do to you? You have to drive to work. If gas got to $8, $10 a gallon, how would you feel?
mm. I don't do much traveling, but you're right. I do drive to work.
And you
Fortunately,
drive to the store, and then
yeah.
what's going to happen to food prices?
Mm,
Right? Almost everything. Uh, you look. I don't buy super expensive food, man. I don't. But even a little bag tilapia used to get for about $7. It's now 10. The salmon that I used to get that was 9 is 12. And I'm not even trying to eat that much, right? I leave a lot of stuff alone. The black beans, or actually the black olives I used to like that were like 80 cents a can, are now two almost $3 a can. I mean, not really crazy fair, right? Cucumbers that I used to get for 25, 30 cents, they're now even at Aldi sometimes selling 75, 80 cents. Cucumbers, not even the big ones are the dick size, small ones, like Asian dick size cucumbers, 75 cents. In fact, you should just
Mm.
say pickles. You should call them pickles because they should. But anyway, let's go back. Um, Lettuce is $2 a head. Remember, it used to be 99 cents, 79 cents. A loaf of bread, if you get the good bread, you're talking about 5, 6, $7 for a loaf of bread. I remember bread used to be 50 cents, 25 cents, 40 cents. And that's a while, but damn. Wages haven't gone up so much where bread was 25 cents a loaf to bread being $7. Okay. Wages didn't increase that much. So a lot of people going to hurt. A lot of people aren't following international news that all the Arab states are now saying they're going to divest $5.5 trillion out of U.S. real estate holdings. That's going to crash the value of people's homes. It's going to mess up people's retirement portfolios. A lot of people about to feel a whole lot of pain. They're cutting all the healthcare thing, and this war. Uh, they're talking about complete surrender. Damn, unconditional bullshit. This thing's going. They're talking about boots on the ground. Damn, how if you can't even put a highly sophisticated battle carrier group close, how you gonna get those troops on the ground? If they got missiles and drones, how you gonna fly a plane to let them parachute? Show me a neighboring country that would dare let America put soldiers there and have them march into Iran surrounded by mountains on all sides. How they gonna get it? Even the Kurds don't want no. As much as the Kurds hate the Farsi, they don't want none of it. If we didn't have 75,000 people to fight the Yemenis, who are like fucking Lego blocks compared to the Iranians who are like Silicon Valley. Damn. You can't fight like 30 million, 40 million Yemeni. How you gonna fight 95 million Iranians and friends? And how are 500,000 soldiers gonna handle that? Ask yourself, for those who are young, the Republic of South Vietnam is roughly 1/10 the size of Iran. They had maybe 16 to 20 million people. Iran has them outnumbered in terms of population 6 times, and Iran is 10 times the size of South Vietnam. 500,000 troops couldn't even control South Vietnam. With Russia and China a lot weaker than what they were then. Hmm. What's going to happen? Healthcare's getting cut. We've got 25 million people in this country, a lot of them that don't want to be here, that could be terrorist cells. We've got diseases that they're not even dealing with, AIDS at an all time high, especially here in Washington, D.C. and Atlanta. We've got septic gonorrhea. Did you know that there is something? All you gentlemen, when you see a lady with big inflamed ankles, it may not be because of excess water. She could have what's called septic gonorrhea arthritis. They always have pain in their knees and hip joints and their ankles. We've got a gonorrhea that can kill you. We have gonorrhea that's almost impossible to treat. We've got a sexually transmitted ringworm that's very hard to treat. You can like touch someone's handkerchief, put on a shirt or something they had, and get an STD from their clothes, from their towel, from touching them. You can get hepatitis C from touching people. We got all these diseases, all this pedophilia, all this nastiness going on in this country. And you've got a government that, you have this hoe who's fucking the office mate that spends $200 million to make a movie nobody's going to watch. And they were bitching about Sinners. At least it made its money back in the box office. Okay, all right. So, oh God. And then we got crock shit. The, I mean, the woman's got more wool she had more hair on her head than the damn prehistoric mastodon. And bitch wondering why she lost. If she'd spent as much money on yard signs and having a ground game, bitch would have had a chance. She's in the boule. She might be a tether. She cusses too much. She talks too fucking much. People are sick of opinionated black women that need to shut the fuck up. 85% of the time, part of being feminine is having your mouth shut. Think about it. And when you see how often folks have their mouths open, that's how masculine you are. You talk too damn much. Y- And I don't care about your education. Uh, Dumbest ass thing of all times are educated black women who fucking run around and boast about all the degrees they have. And you know what's lame about that shit? All you educated hoes out there. I hope I'm offending you. Fuck you. That black men that are well educated dare not mention their education, especially to black women. It's seen as a turnoff. Isn't that interesting? In the third world and the developing nations, they make it hard for women to get an education. And in Black America, they make it hard for Black males to get an education unless they're athletes. And the same way in third world countries in Korea and other places, the women have to like sort of play down their education. In America, the roles are reversed. The men sort of don't say much about their education in order to be cool, whereas the women scream and carp and bitch about all the education they have. I mean, spend as much money on some makeup and a treadmill as you do a degree you can't get a job with. Okay, that's just my advice. I'm thinking about this whole that I was talking to, just giving her advice about a master's program. I talked to this lady for an hour. I never said anything about who I was. I was just interested in what she was saying. Someone walked up and told her I had a doctorate and she caught an attitude. With me, I never said shit. You don't lead with that. Lead? You might have talked to that bitch for an hour? I didn't talk to her. It's not important, right? Yet her education was important. I understood that bitch ain't never gonna get. It's not important, but her trying to get it is. And the minute someone other than me brought this up without me wanting it said, she snapped at me. Dark skin, chunky, probably a stud, probably a delta or a zeta. Although she's kind of good looking. No, nah, never mind. It's a toss up because you can get mannish ones in both. Anyway, yeah, light up the damn boards, right, brothers, brother Dome. We go like make these people mad. And yes, I hate feminism. It should be hated. That's the one thing I liked about Iran. There wasn't a lot of feminism. God, if you want to go to a country and really relax, go to some place where there's no feminism or where feminism is in check. A woman can't just lie and say a man raped them. And I mean, a person be put, and that happens to black men. But all these rich white men rape children, babies, eat them for decades. And folks barely want to come after them. That shows you what time it is. that some men in particular, and there's some rogue, no good black men out there, lots of them, but who spreads the legs and sends them tennis shoes and puts money on their books in jail? It's not black men and it's not white women. It's black women, essence fest types who who subsidize the worst in black men and hate the functional black men. Yeah, they do, but don't want to see them with the white woman. And there's nothing worse than seeing a black woman. She's bisexual. She messes with white women, black women, and white men. But if she sees a black man with a white woman, she feels cheated. Shouldn't even want him, but he better not have anybody that's not black. They act like there's some AI uh, call center on watching somebody's dick where it goes. It's none of your damn business. Um, what's the solution to the black family dissolution? Uh, Planet Fitness. That's the solution. Planet Fitness. Get a membership. Watch the black family come back. Um, Putting Cheetos in the microwave isn't cooking. That's not fine dining. Oh, okay, it's not. And ramen noodles is not real soup. Have you ever been in the store and seen the shit that these women are taking home to their kids to eat? And the shit's piled high of stuff that they don't have to cook. I mean, there won't be one fucking vegetable in there. Family came from farms just a generation ago. Not one head of lettuce, no cabbage, no beets, no carrots, no tomatoes, nothing. It'll be chips, uh, Sunny Delight, fake ass orange juice. And they got like $1,000 worth of fake hair on their head. Like Jasmine Croc shit. We knew she was gonna lose. And I hope I hope a lot more people like that lose their races. And no, we do not have political representation as black people. We have black folks who are Democrats who do whatever the funder, billionaire class, Jews and others tell them to do. They never want anything for black people. And for the black Republicans, they used to have 5 of them. 4 of them are outgoing. And that Byron Donalds, the one that looks like uh, he looks like a psychotic, homicidal version of Sugar Bear. Remember uh, Sugar Chris? Yeah, if you were to like get like a monster version of Sugar Bear, that's Byron Donalds, the Jamaican Panamaniac running for governor in Florida. He's going to lose. And I'm just hoping his white wife leaves him and takes all of his money. Some of the
Sure,
most down to earth
sure
black
said
men.
he used to have a Jamaican accent.
Yeah, he still has that shit when he's buying coke. I bet you. Now, let me just say this: that some of the most down to earth black men are those who have been divorced by white women that take all their money, and they're all humble and shit. They're broke, black in the back in the community. Yeah, I used to be. Yeah, used to be an asshole too. Glad that bitch took your money. And so I'm rooting for all the white women that take all these dumbass, self-hating black men's money. Take all that shit. It was never going to reach our community or touch us anyway. I don't care about them. You ain't no damn Jackie Robinson. You ain't no Muhammad Ali. Even if he was fucking John Travolta, you ain't none of them. So yeah, we're gonna just heat this shit up. Aren't we gonna make motherfuckers mad tonight? Mm. And our mission is to make black people that don't think angry. I don't think people have the right to be happy, to be black and stupid, black and illiterate, black and culturally unaware, socially unaware.
I
historically
am
unaware.
somebody. I am
But what?
somebody.
No, no. I may not wear a condom, but I am somebody, right? You aren't anybody. If your people aren't great, you aren't either. All this individualistic bullshit. I mean, AIDS ain't a threat if just one person has it. What makes AIDS an issue is so many people have it. And it's the same thing with greatness. I like using those examples, they'll stick to people. Now, so let's just do this. I didn't watch the Jesse Jackson funeral. I was not going to watch the Jesse Jackson funeral. My condolences for, I guess, Mrs. Jackson, nice lady. I don't know Jesse Jr., although I've seen him, but he was arrogant like his father. I think had to be institutionalized. Too bad that that wasn't something that was a family tradition. They'd be further along, maybe. Yusef seemed to be pleasant when I would see him. Jonathan, the one time I saw him, he was nasty and arrogant. Santita, very nice, very polished. The oldest girl, she can sing good. I guess she's okay. You can't blame the whole family for what people do in it. So I hope as they mourn the loss of their father, um, but understand something. If you do dirt, people are going to come and they're going to talk. So if you got the push headquarters and you ripped it off of Mahalia Jackson on her
Mm,
deathbed, you snookered and you did this kind of shit, stuff like this will come back on you. Everybody, when you were powerful and strong, and when your brother was out there killing people, Noah Jackson, I think is his name. He has a brother named Noah, and they were killing people over contracts in Chicago. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. And when there was a situation back in the 90s, and some people tried to bring some drugs in this country, and they tried to snag up the Jacksons through this, like between 92 and 94, and they got it got quashed. I didn't say that the Jacksons tried to bring drugs in the country. I said somebody tried to use them. Besides, it's been so long since this happened. We have to remember Jesse Jackson has been linked to Dr. King's assassination, and Jesse Jackson was on the scene when another great black man by the name of Whitney Young. The two coroners report. One coroner reports he had a heart attack. Another coroner report was that he died from blunt force trauma to the head. Okay. So
mm,
this great black man who was trying to get reparations for black people. Yes, there was a person fighting for reparations before Martin Luther King started talking about this shit just before they shot him. And this man was talking about $500 billion needed to be invested in black people in 1964, 65.
mm.
Okay. Okay. There's a very good book. If you're lucky, you can find a copy. It's called To Be Equal by Whitney Young. You can find it on eBay. I got a copy. I paid a few bucks for it. It's worth reading. You need to read, people. Jesse and them talking about this stuff. This is ripped off. And who ended up talking about economics and black people after Whitney Young and Dr. King died? Jesse Jackson. Of course, it's purely coincidental. I didn't say anybody did anything. But damn, you got Dr. King's blood on your shirt. It's said that you lured him out to the balcony for him to get shot, right? You got his shirt saying you're basically the leader of Black America. And then the only other person that had some relevant economic shit that was cutting some ice with Nixon's ass, who made Nixon bow to him, The last time I can really think of a black man politically making a white person president bow and give something specifically for black Americans happened in the early 70s. It was Whitney Young. He died before the money could be handed over. Who was there watching his ass die in Africa of all places? Don't trust Pan Africanists, y'all. Jesse Jackson.
Mm.
Did Jesse Jackson help Mamiya get out of jail? Or Sada Shakur? Or H. Rap Brown, who died? Jamil Al-Amin, peace be upon him. The Angola Seven, all of these black political prisoners who appears to Jesse, did he get any of their asses out of jail? But yet he brought hostages back from Syria and Iraq and Yugoslavia. Hmm. Hmm. When Jesse Jackson went to Chicago, it was known as the home of black business in America. Is Chicago, with decades of Jesse Jackson advocating for black economic empowerment, so they say, is Chicago the home of black business now? How are blacks doing in Chicago? With Jesse and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. How are black Chicagoans doing? What did Jesse do? And if we talk about Epstein, before there was Epstein, there was Hugh Hefner. If going to a Diddy party is bad, why is Jesse hanging out at Hugh Hefner's house to push his payroll good? If I went to a man's house who's known for having sex parties and orgies because I had a business and I needed money, do you think he would give it to me just because I'm a preacher?
Mm.
Are you with me? Now, do you think Jesse whipped it out, screwed some of those bunnies in there? Curious. I recall what looked like Jesse stalking a man in the largest AME church in the DC area back in either October or September 2010. Oh, I'm talking real shit. And I called my friend who you spoken to, Q, and says, I saw Jesse doing some shit. It really disturbed me. I can't prove nothing. And it looked like Jesse was stalking this man with eye contact and shit. And I'm sorry, DC is gayer than San Francisco on steroids. If a man is trying to get another man and not letting the other man walk away, that to me is troublesome. He ain't trying to look you, you trying to force him to look into your eyes like like that snake in Jungle Book. Go to sleep, so I can like eat you. And within, say, 2 years, Jesse got sued for demanding a naked body massage from a young man that was taking care of him. Hello?
Mm.
Go look it up, Google it. Don't he got accused. And I think the man got a settlement. You settle because you don't want to go to court. I'm wondering if it's the same dude, because this guy's trying to like fend it off, and it's like, no, we doing this. I mean, I like a fight. I want to do. I mean, you're a virgin. You don't even do it all the time, but you'll do it if I want you to do it. Right. I'm not saying that's what happened, but he did get accused and he did settle later. And the allegation is he demanded that this man who was gay, who he had taken care of him, massage him just like Jeffrey Epstein did, nude, with no clothes on. You better do it. I want a full naked body from you. And you can't tell me no, you work for me. Have we forgotten? If Dr. King had asked for a naked massage from John Lewis, It would have probably made him an honorary Sigma, but a lot of people would have raised eyebrows. If Dr. King can catch hell for screwing something other than Coretta, I can have an issue with Jesse demanding of a gay employee a naked body massage, especially when he didn't want to do it. He was famous enough. There are so many bisexual cues who would have loved, would have done anything to please just let me see it, just right. But I need power. I need to break this person's will to do what I want. Okay.
Hmm.
And lots of people, I'm just waiting for the children and other people to come forward with the stories of how they were treated. And see, our leader's perfect or whatever. He's an appointed leader. White people picked him. I'm going to say this because I don't call myself anyone's leader and I'm not really interested. But if you were to hear tomorrow I got busted with a Kia Coke, you would shake your head. You would, Q. You would. Not that it couldn't be, but just saying, oh, he had a bunch of dope. Other people would be saying, it doesn't match. It doesn't
Mm.
match his life. It, I'm not saying he didn't do it, but God, I know them all
It don't add
these
up.
years. Not that he didn't do it. Let's say he did. What changed in the recent short term to move this person from what they typically were to do this? Did he have a mental breakdown? Was he seeing a person? Was he trying to do someone a favor? Did he have a health problem or pain or whatever, and he's trying to use that for pay? I mean, not that it made it right me to have the key of dope, but someone would say that just doesn't. We can't make it add up, even if it's true. We would ask for leniency because they made a mistake. This isn't what they have always avoided these things. Something happened to alter their judgment. That's what they would do. I know what it's like to be accused of sexually harassing a woman. And the woman that I taught tried to beat the woman's ass. Since we know Short, he's a gentleman to all, he's kind to all of us. We've been alone with him. He never like was rude or anything. It's just you. You who we've watched stalk him, and he's even been gracious and respectful towards you. You're lying because it doesn't fit. Everybody asks, do you think Short like grabbed this woman, bent her over? Do you think he doggy styled? Nah, nah. Other people said no. No, he didn't do it. Mm-mm. Bitch had to drop out of school because nobody liked her. We had a good teacher. They were a cool person. They were nice to everyone, and you messed it up. Are you getting me? I've I know what it's like to be accused of something that didn't match anything about me, and people coming out saying, even if he did, nah, nah. But you can't do that with a dude we just buried. We can't. And we don't know the half of how crazy this thing can be. Not that there isn't some greatness or goodness. I ain't trying to do that. I'm just trying to say, how about a lot less bullshit? Have you ever eaten crabs before? I know you have. Have you had crabs?
I'm not a big crab fan,
But have
believe
you
it or
had
not.
crab?
Yeah, I've eaten
Okay. Okay. And you know the yellow stuff inside of crabs is shit.
them. Hmm.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. If you got a crab and it was almost all shit and no meat, you might throw that shit in the trash because there's so much shit and so little meat. But if there's just a little bit of yellow shit in the center part where it's got the dead man's fingers with this meat all around, then you ignore that shit and you eat the crab. Our leadership should be like a crab that doesn't have so much shit in it until shit gets in the way of the crab meat. But it's often not what we have. Sometimes people have so much shit until you can't see the meat in the crab. People should live in such a way that we're all flawed. I got a problem. I like cussing and talking about no good people. I do. It's very therapeutic, especially sellout trader, coon ass, pork chop feminists, faggotist men and shit. I don't like y'all. And if if it paid me, if I could have like a nice home um remote work to just make life miserable for black folks that hate us, I could die happy, right? I could just lay out on the couch and wait for the cardiac arrest. Yes, that's my flaw. I don't like certain types of people, and you can't make me like them. But there's a lot more good. So someone would say, well, yep, when I was sick, he prayed for me. Oh, they sent a donation. He would come and visit people. He encouraged me. He sent me this. He did. There would be a lot, at least 11 good things that could be said for the one bad thing that would probably be true about me. But it isn't 50-50, you know? And black folk have to get out of 50-50. Like, is the ass half empty or the ass half full? I like the way I said that. I repeat, is the ass half empty or the ass half full? And my thing is, I want the ass full, period. We need to get out of being on the in between. And that's what black people are. And when you're undecided, when you don't know what you're going to do one way or the other, then it really doesn't matter what the outcome. Whether you got shot in the head, whether the baby skull got cracked, whether you got AIDS or syphilis, or if your woman left you, if you transition with the sexual mutilation surgery and pretend that you're a female or a male, or if you go to a church which says it's Christian but it's cultic, or you call yourself a Muslim but you eat enough pork chops and shit to be Alabama, the kinds of shit that black people are on of thinking we can have it both ways is really a nigger version of being white. The same way they talk about freedom and democracy, but it's not for us. They talk about freedom and religion, it's not for us. They talk about opportunity, it's not for us. We, in our own way, are hypocritical, half-ass fuck ups that are two different opposites at the same time. I will repeat uh, an ambisexual president that we had, you may have heard of, named Abraham Lincoln. And he says, a house divided against itself can't stand. He should know being laid up with men over in the old soldier's home while his wife is getting high off John Wilkes Booth's opium. He certainly knew. Okay, now let's talk about Jasmine Crockett, and then we can talk about other things. And I want you to ask questions because I can go anywhere you want to go. We can talk about Iran. We could talk about the Middle East, and we can talk about them wanting to go into Cuba, which is going to be a black genocide. And of course, you won't hear anything. And you've got another a semi-sodomite. What's his name? I call him Scrubio because something's wrong with him. Something's wrong with him. That's why they pick him. They don't pick anybody and give them stuff unless they got you. So he comes from a cartel extended family, and he used to be in a whole bunch of gay nightlife shit in California and Florida. And that's why people want Cuba back. Cuba used to be a giant Jewish control Epstein Island where you could fuck black and mixed race kids and shit and gamble, and you could have interracial sex and not even really pay much for it, for pennies on the dollar. Get yourself. In fact, and when you saw the movie The Godfather, and they had the black dude with the giant dick that's go fuck the white one with the tight pussy and shit. That's one of the big things. That's all the people can to see the dude's big dick. That's what's going on in The Godfather, if you remember, before they take Cuba.
Mm.
They want, now that pedophilia and all this stuff is under attack in America, if they can get Cuba and put it under control, then they can go back to doing all the nasty, freaky shit there offshore. It's convenient. You can get there very quickly from Miami. All the little nasty people in South Beach can take all their venereal diseases and shit to Cuba. You can screw kids. You can smuggle them there. You can do what you want. That's what they did in Cuba. And they
What
want to go back. They,
Not sure. What
they
do you
want,
know about Obama and Jesse's relationship?
um, well, let's just do this. First and foremost, Obama, okay, here's the thing. Everything about Obama is a lie. And I believe that whereas Obama is CIA connected, Jesse's FBI connected. So it's like an interagency conflict of which master do you have, right? And we'll start there. And then we have to understand that Obama isn't who we've been told he is. Trump and them are right to make a statement that uh, they're right to raise hell with Jesse and everybody else. But Frank Marshall Davis is more than likely Obama's father than this African. I used to communicate with the alleged person that was Obama's brother. I think his name is Francis Obama, something like that. And these people question whether he's really the son of this Obama dude. And so, but there is a man by the name of Frank Marshall Davis who looks like, has the same body language, smile, head shape, and everything as Obama, who helped raise Obama in Hawaii, who was a ambisexual Cuban, not Cuban, he was a ambisexual pornographer, labor unionist, and communist. And the Dunhams have a communist CIA connection. Obama's mother, grandparents were in Beirut, helping fight against Egyptian and Arab nationalism. And then they were brought out west to be in communist circles in the Pacific Northwest, and then they moved to Hawaii. And Obama's grandmother was the vice president of the Bank of Hawaii, which was basically a money moving unit for the CIA for operations in Asia, Southeast Asia, Indonesia, and Indochina, former French Indochina. These are just facts. And Obama's father, adopted father Sotero, was an asset of the CIA. And in fact, Obama's relatives are doing genocide against blacks in West Papua. Blacks are being genocided by Obama's Indonesian relatives, of whom he loves and esteems over black people. But Frank Marshall Davis has nude pictures. Anyone can look it up. You can actually see Obama's mother's vagina, her behind, see her doing lesbian um, role play and shit. I mean, so I'm thinking, who do you think got the pussy, brother? An African student with white socks that came over through the African airlift, which was run through the CIA's asset named Tom Boya, assassinated in 1969. And this was all about keeping Africa from going communist. So you mean to tell me back in the 50s, 60s, I'm a little African, raggedy African with no deodorant, white socks on and shit, high water pants. I can fuck your white daughter, abandon that bitch and go off to Harvard, and white folk not stop that shit from an upstanding family? Are y'all fucking kidding me, all you listeners? Are y'all that goddamn stupid? And if you are, Shut the fuck up if you're oppressed. Because you know what? Knowledge, information will always rule stupid and ill informed people. Dumb fuck people that don't read, that don't research, that think everything's got to be a damn party and a beer and a blunt. You'll never be free. You'll always be someone's slave. Stupid people will always be ruled by smart people. You know, the only community in the world that I've noticed that the smart people are the oppressed and the dumb people are the rulers. Black America. We're the only people where the dumb motherfuckers rule. That's why, fuck white supremacy. We could outdo white people. The Iranians, let me just give you an example of thinking. We can't get any news on this goddamn war in Iran because the Iranians had all this shit figured out. Okay, why are they blowing up everything with these suicide drones and they can't stop them? Even though you got that, I think he swings both ways like Tarzan. Hog shit, head sense. The secretary always got on a tight shirt, hair slicked back. He's probably used his own semen to keep it down, his hair down. Like that's his hair gel. I mean, it's tight clothes, and he's always boasting, and he's got makeup on and shit, and he's always boasting. Come on, man. You did some time in the joint. Remember dudes that would act hard, and as soon as the lights went out, they were the main ones giving it up. Main dude, the one that gets screws, want to act all tough. That's an act. But deep down inside, I'm just a pussy. I act tough. So don't think because you slide up in me that I'm a bitch. Now, I like my prostate getting tapped, but you're not going to beat on me. You can fuck me, but respect me, right? He's that type. I feel this in my heart. I can't prove it. It's an opinion. I think all of them, everybody around Trump is somehow morally compromised. All of them. They're degenerates, they're pedophiles, they're racist. There's something wrong with them. All of them. I haven't seen one of them. I even think Melania swings both ways. I think she was fucking Maxwell. That's what I think is in the files.
Mm.
And yes, I do. And I do. And I think that's the one thing that that Melania has in common with Ghislaine. They know what Epstein tastes like. I said it. No.
Literally.
Yes, literally, literally. I think that all three of them was fucking. I just do. I mean, once you live in DC, you see how people get down here. It's no way. It has to be something like that, because that's what they do. Now, going back to hog shit and all of this stuff, all of this. Let me tell you something. They get up there boasting that they knocked out 80% of this and 90% of that, and they can't launch any more missiles. He don't fucking know. He don't fucking know between beers who he want to wake up with. I said that shit too. You don't know whether you want to beat a woman's ass, rape her, or be with the man. How you gonna go wage war another country? You don't know who you are when the lights are off. God
Mm.
forbid give you some power over a whole bunch of men who have to shower together. This dude's lost his mind. That's why he's going to war with everybody. Prove how tough I am. So if I'm so tough, nobody will know I'm really a pussy with the lights out. That's how I feel. Now, it'll come out. Watch it come out, Q. Watch. Watch and say, man, you were saying that. Yeah, the nigga has his own. Whoever heard, he's supposed to have a spokesperson. You know what? Come on, we grown men. You know how certain queens have to be seen all the time and shit? That's why they have the red nail polish and making all this fucking noise and shit to attract attention, to get male attention. Look at me. I need attention. They're screaming and boasting. Sometimes they do it in sports. They're a bunch of punks in sports.
Keep talking. Give me 1 second, Doc Short.
The people that need attention. This dude needs attention. He's supposed to have a spokesperson. I've never seen the Secretary of Defense. Every time the fucking camera come out, he's a bigger camera holder than the late Jesse Jackson. That's doing something. Every damn time the camera's on, he's there. He needs people to see him with his tight clothes on and his hair and his makeup and shit. He's got his own makeup room. And you want to call it the Department of War. It should be called the Department of Whore. And they got thousands and thousands of people in that Department of Defense with kitty porn on their computers. I'd like to see what's on his hard drive. Maybe he has a soft drive. Now, where I'm going with this is that all these people are boasting all this shit, how they've done this and that and degraded the Iranian this. The Iranians have one thing they did do is they used their damn heads. The Iranians developed drones that weren't made with metal, that are made out of wood, that use motors and such where the radar can't detect them, and they're blowing up every damn thing. And they're making cheaper shit than what we have to stop them because they're using knowledge, thinking, thought. Even if it's asymmetrical, they don't have the same money. They've been bombed, they've been sanctioned, they got people, have folk rioting and invading their country, but they're thinking. You can't rule a stupid people. That's why Frederick Douglass's ass got free. You can't rule a smart people. You can only rule a stupid people.
Hmm.
And if black people have been ruled for 400 years, it's because we've been dumb about shit for 400 years. And if we don't fucking get through this remedial program, we're like niggas. You remember you went to school and that niggas almost 24 and shit in high school, and they still never make it to the All-Star game. They're in their 20s still playing high school football. We black people like that. Yes, I'm making fun. I hope I'm making somebody miserable. We're that dumb. We've been that fucking dumb. And everybody knows it but us. Real leadership, Malcolm X will tell you, you're bamboozled. It means you're stupid. Who got you as stupid as you are today? And I'm serious, we got books everywhere, libraries everywhere. Have you been to Africa and you don't see a fucking book for weeks at a time? You've been to countries that you don't see any fucking books? Nothing. This country's awash in books and I mean free schools and stupid ass black people. God damn. Okay, it's a choice to be stupid. I'm serious. I'd be a teacher in the class. I remember I had teachers, math teachers. I really fucking hated math teachers. They're so arrogant because they're good in math. Instead of teaching other people how to be mathematicians, they'd hold their key book like it's damn dick. Well, you can't see this. This is mine. I was never like as a teacher. If you wanted to understand, you come, I'd tell you what the fucking answers, show you how to find it. You know what? These dummies that were semi-literate would rather talk to, both of them have an F minus in the class. And they'd rather talk to another dummy than talk to the teacher with the grade book. This is how we are. Most. That's why we're going to get destroyed if we don't fucking change. And your enemy will never tell you to be smart. They'll underfund education. They'll put lead in the water to slow you down. They'll put shit to fuck up your brains in the infant formula that they push telling you not to give titty milk to your kids. Yet they rent out someone to let them suck on their titties to feed their kids. They just get you to be dumb. And you think that's part of black culture. Well, it's become part of black culture because we're fucking stupid. But the Iranians are beating America with their goddamn brain. We got a full Navy and we can't get into the Persian Gulf. Best Air Force in the world. And our planes have to be careful. Don't have enough munitions and they're going to let our shit run out. They're outgunned in one way, but they're smart enough that they can even beat a superior enemy.
And Iran
know
is
what?
already saying they got prisoners of war.
Yeah, but you know what
They got
America,
captains.
what black Americans do? We think if we form a coalition with people who hate our guts, who work for the other side, we could just get everybody, get people in Pluto and Mars and shit to identify with black Americans. And we just give the whole fucking store away and include them and not even cut ourselves in. that we'll have a big enough coalition that we'll win. It's a fucking stupid logic. It's inferior logic for an inferior people.
Black and brown, black and brown.
Yeah, while they kill us, while the brown people tell Jasmine Crockett she's a goofy, stupid bitch. And you know what? She's gonna still ask for their vote and still fight for more illegals to come here and burn black people out of neighborhoods. Maybe she needs to get hit by one of those truck drivers with the fake CDL. Maybe I almost wish all the black folks that are for this illegal shit for them to be the victims of these illegals that are over here. Anyway, let me go back to what I was saying. Stupidity always loses. All little dumbass hoes working at Burger King and White Castle and Panera Bread taking subprime loans, thinking that they smart. How are you smarter than the person that's going to give you a balloon payment of $5,000 a month when you're not bringing in 1,200? That's why a lot of folks' asses ended up out in the street. They're smarter than them. You know what I'm saying? Just damn it. And Jesse didn't say shit about it. Kamala didn't say shit. And in fact, all the people that were at Jesse's funeral, including his cadaver, it was a celebration of people that hadn't done shit for black people in 60 years. That's what his funeral was. Hopefully, that's the death of that tradition. Now, let me go back to what I was saying about Obama. Knowledge. So, again, you're an African dude learning Russian so you can be an asset for the CIA. You meet this bitch, and all of a sudden you got her pregnant, and her family lets you go to Harvard. Do y'all, for all you dumb fuck young niggas that think you know everything because you don't have any gray pubic hair, trust me, it doesn't make you dumber. Okay. In fact, I think I'm getting smarter with the gray hair I've got. Um, Back in the day, they could put you out of school on a moral charge. A white father, a white mother could call and say that nigga in your law school or whatever uh, abandoned my daughter with his mulatto baby. His ass would have been out of school just like that. No fucking questions asked. For all of you that are under the age of, say, 40, 30s, back in the day, white person say something against you, it was as good as a word of God. Your ass is finished. Why would they let him bust a nut and their daughter, marry the bitch, dump her with the child, and then not do nothing? That would have been a disgrace to a prominent white family. And then, how does a dude from a prominent Indonesian family get with and he's from a Muslim culture. When a woman has a child out of wedlock or she's abandoned, sorry, ladies, black women, you guys have one of the lowest standards of all times about morality. I'm not saying that you are all bad, but many of you are. In another culture, when you got kids by more than one man, you're a hoe. You're a whore as if you've been selling pussy since you were 5 years old. That's how it is in a lot of cultures. Nobody wants to hear anything. If your husband's not with you, you're a hoe, you're a hoe, you're a hoe. Okay, you're a Muslim. Am I lying, Brother Q? You're a hoe. If that man's not with you, you're a hoe. In fact, and if you're divorced, you're a hoe that used to not be one. That's why women do anything they can to stay married, try to keep from having hoe status. Because if you're a hoe, anything can happen to you. That's why those women stay with those men. They've had enough black eyes to be a field of black eyed peas. And I don't want men beating on women. I'm opposed to it. Never hit a woman, never want to. Won't be friends to men that put their hands on women, but I will be friends to a man that will tell a woman the straight truth about shit that women don't want to fucking hear because they're feminists, of which I don't give a shit. So, an Indonesian man from a prominent, rich Indonesian family takes a white woman with an African man's, basically, as far as he's concerned, bastard, and adopts him. It doesn't
In
make any sense.
1961, in the early 60s.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Because Indonesians look down on black people too. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't. Other than some arranged shit that dude was a CIA asset, and that Obama's mother was a fucking Epstein girl passed around to be fucked by people, because Obama's mother was fucking Frank Marshall Davis, who may be Obama's real father. He looks just like him. And to spy on him, who is a communist for the CIA and all, you pass your daughter around. You mean to tell me it's the late 50s in Hawaii? We're a prominent white family, and my daughter is 16, 15, 16 years old, spending time with a single black man that's a communist labor organizer. You're in the CIA with connections. You know that this dude makes pornos and does other shit. And you let her go to the house? Then when, let's say she got pregnant, then maybe you get a switcheroo. I'm going to lose my good CIA job over my daughter's black dick fetish. Let me put her with this African motherfucker, marry them, so I don't lose my CIA position and my wife lose her CIA position at the Bank of Hawaii. Okay. And when the African dude said, you know what? Me no like you pussy. I won't go to Harvard. Right? He dumps her. And he does some racist shit when he sees Obama. Remember, he gives him a basketball. That's all he gave Obama, the basketball. That shit's hilarious. And and I gotta say something, that Obama's supposed African grandfather is a snitch and a spy for the British doing genocide on the Kikuyu in Kenya. So whichever way you do it, he's still a traitor, intergenerationally. Now, let me just move on. So the Indonesian dude, right, takes them back to Indonesia. They get a lady boy, a homosexual man, transsexual, to raise Obama when his mother's not around. Why would you get a man that has sex with men living as a woman to raise a male child? And right after Obama's father and mother hook up, I mean, the Satoros, the PKK, the Indonesian Communist Party, anywhere from 500,000 to 2 million people are killed, and Obama's father, adopted father, is in on this. And then shortly after that, Obama's mother would disappear and leave him with and she's an anthropologist. And what a lot of people don't know is anthropologists were used to infiltrate and learn about cultures to help the CIA or the British intelligence or the French intelligence or Mossad kill off radicals they don't like. So Obama's mother was over in Pakistan, probably fucking Pakistanis. And, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. It's alleged Obama had a Pakistani lover, male, when he lived in New York. Him and his mother liked the same meat. Probably, that rice that they fix. They got some packy lamb shank. Anyway, as I digress, Obama, nobody saw him at Columbia. People did see him at Harvard. He came to power stabbing all the black students in the back. And he gets moved to Chicago, a key community. Chicago is the headquarters of the Democratic Party. And Jesse was also sent to Chicago after Dr. King was killed. And that's where everybody's centered. Jesse's in Chicago. Uh, Farrakhan's in Chicago. A lot of shit's in Chicago. It is really, in reality, the capital of America. And so Obama comes in, and he's Jesse's replacement. Let's remember that Jesse began to get checked by what's that nigga's name? The one that got blown up, Ronald Brown Sr. Jesse worked with this dude whose family was in military intelligence, named Ronald Brown Sr., whose parents were spying on Malcolm X and everybody else for white power. He gets Ron Brown to work with him. Ron Brown ultimately helps Jesse, but betrays Jesse and works with the white Democrats to destroy the power of Black folks in the Democratic Party by forming the Democratic Leadership Conference to get all New South white Democrats like Al Gore and Bill Clinton in office and to restrict the power of Black people, in particular after Jesse Jackson's two insurgent runs. And in fact, Jesse Jackson's the architect of Latino power with the fucking motor voter laws, where when you get voter registration, the minute you get a driver's license, so illegals that can drive get registered to vote. Jesse Jackson was the biggest booster of it. And these same people are anti-reparations and anti-Black. But anyway, going back to Chicago, 91, and in that period, Obama finishes Harvard either 90 or 91. He goes to Chicago. And who becomes president in 92? Bill Clinton, the first DLC person where they check Jesse, and Jesse's marginal with the help of Jesse's friend who turned on him, Ronald Brown Sr., who, by the way, Bill Clinton bumps his ass off when he decides he wants to run for president. See how that worked, Coons? Stabbing other Black people in the back don't get you far, but we're so stupid it never registers. Anyway, so you've got Obama, who was working with who? Farrakhan, right? Remember Farrakhan started voting back in 84 to help Jesse? You know, we're one big quilt. And when Jesse win, run Jesse run. And I guess after hours come Jesse come. But anyway, just saying to you, so work with me, people. Obama comes to Chicago. They put him with a Dick Daley, who was Jesse Jackson's white patron, who ruled Chicago, who gained power starting off with killing Black people in the Chicago race massacre in 1919. He ran Chicago from like the 40s until he died like early 70s. And Jesse and them were all working together. The Democratic Party kept a lot of Black folks down and poor, but they did keep the city clean. I mean, it wasn't like it is now where it's dirty. And Michelle Obama, or whatever, Michelle Robinson is, her father was a handicapped Negro who got a patronage job, who was a daily block captain or whatever, someone that served the Democratic Party. And this would help Obama, who didn't really have any Black credentials. You give him this wife that looks like a female Patrick Ewing, and you put them together. She's got all the connections. She goes to Jeremiah Wright's church, one of the most powerful Black churches in the country, which also has a heavy gay connection. Yes, it does. Yeah, I said it. And he starts to become important. Obama gets connected, stabs everybody in the back, stabs a little Black woman that helped him, stabs Email Jones in the back. The only nigga that he couldn't prevail over was Bobby Rush, who also had an FBI connection. Oh, yes, he did. And they were there. And he was military, may have been military intelligence. And I suspect it had something to do with not Bobby Rush, but with Fred Hampton Sr.'s assassination and December 4th, 1969. So Obama gets into the Democratic thing, uses all the black people. He dogs out the black bitch. He dogs out Emil Jones, and he ingratiates himself with the family full of pedophiles and gays. One of them, Pritzker, who's in the Epstein files. He's an associate of Obama. Oh, yes, he is, because his sister's the one that decided these Zionist Jews, the Pritzkers, who own Hyatt, decided that Obama would be the black leader. And people need to understand when you say communist, socialist, Jews run that too. They run all the parties and they run the media too. And anyway, just moving right along. Jesse has a dream for his son, who what in about the 90s, Jesse's moving to get his son or his son. If he's not in office, he's close to it. We can look it up real fast. Look up Jesse Jr. Find out when that nigga got into Congress because I was working with Jesse Jr. in 1999, and he had been in for a while. So I think Jesse Jr. came in with Bill Clinton, maybe about 92. And he was supposed to be the rising star in the party. Obama would become a threat to Jesse's dream for Jesse Jackson Jr. to be the next big black thing to go further because he's educated, he has stuff that his father didn't have. And of course, the machine, since Jesse isn't Chicago born, since Jesse had baggage on him, although he did have like a big godfather, Reverend Clay Evans, some people call him Gay Evans, who was Jesse's religious protector. Okay, but Obama had Jeremiah Wright. And ultimately, what came down was that Jesse Jr. started hooking up with Obama and got behind Obama. Um, and this person asked the question, Obama, did Jesse has side babies, plural. He had side babies, plural. There are lots. Jesse messed with a lot of women. Roberta Flack. There are a lot of women Jesse was with. Jesse was a hoe. He was a tree shaker and he was a jelly maker in his drawers and a lot of people's drawers. I'm not even mad. I'm just saying. So he has lots of kids. It's going to come out. Just wait. I mean, I don't mind babies being born. That's a good thing. At least they're not killing them. But my thing again, if you're going to be a leader for people who need some morality, who need some guidance, right? Can't we be at least a little organized? Why can't dick and pussy control be
So when does
part?
it come out, Dr. Short? When they realize there ain't no money
I
there?
no, I'm no, no. I'm thinking the I no. There's money there. They've got the Anheuser Busch. They've got stuff. They're not broke. Justice not broke. They've got stuff. The question is, in Chicago, which is a super dirty, corrupt city, what will happen to you? I said earlier that Jesse's brother, Noah Jackson, they were having people's asses killed over contracts and shit. Something bad could happen to you. Okay, this shit's real. That Chicago's a gangster town. And maybe some people get paid. Other people, would you want your mother to be a side piece to Jesse?
Mm.
And maybe some of these people are already dead if they didn't have the support of a father. The stuff is out here. It's been out here. It's old. I don't care so much about that. To me, okay, you busted a nut. My thing is, I want you to bust white supremacy. I want you to bust the resistance to us getting reparations. I want you to bust the boule. But Jackson's boule and Barack, he's a different type of boule. He eclipsed Jesse Jr. Jesse Jr. stabbed his dad in the back to be with Barack, thinking that he could get Barack's Senate seat that Barack literally had handed to him. And Jesse didn't give it to his son. And what's his name? Actually, it's not Jesse Jr., but Blagojevich.
Mm-hmm.
Blago got destroyed for Blago did what everybody else did. They fucked Blago up. Blago was too nice to black people, and these people don't like you being nice to blacks, so they gave it to some weak ass nigga had the Senate seat for a while, and I think now someone white has it again. And before that, Mosley Brown had it, little silly bitch that was caught up in some illegal shit with her Nigerian side piece. And in reality, black folks are very strong in Illinois, but in the Democratic Party, it keeps them weak and they're compromised. Jesse started disliking his son, disliking Obama because his son's being eclipsed by this newbie with no roots in civil rights. He didn't pledge any of the fraternities. So Obama is in a different sort of, he's in a white boule versus a black one. And Jesse made a statement that Obama talked down to black people and it was on a hot mic and makes me want to cut his balls off. And Jesse Jr. had to denounce his father and all of that. And ultimately, when Jesse Jr. got jailed and all that other shit, and his wife Sandy jailed, I think Obama was president. Obama basically cleared the boards
Yeah,
for the
yeah. It was
the
it was
tra-
it was his day. It was his DOJ.
yeah. Jesse's legacy is destroyed by Obama, or at least the trajectory of them going further has been shut down by Obama, who hates Martin Luther King and didn't like Jesse Jackson Jr. or Jesse Sr. It's a rare case where you see the husband and the wife go to jail. That hasn't happened to your dude, Menendez in Jersey. Did they put his wife in jail? They just put him.
We put him, but they still kinged his son. His son is a
Yeah,
senator now. Well,
yeah,
congressman.
but they didn't jail the wife.
Mm-mm.
They jailed Jackson's daughter-in-law and his son. And his son had like a psychological breakdown and other shit. So, but Obama didn't help them. So basically, Obama is just as vain and selfish and into himself as Jesse. You know, a lot of people don't like what what they don't like what they see of themselves and others. So, Obama signaled the death of the old civil rights boule types. And so now you got Hakeem Jeffries and people like this. Just that there's not even a hint that they would, walk a picket line or speak up or say anything or say the word black isn't even in their mouth unless pussy or dick comes behind it. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because most of us knew that Jesse didn't like Obama, but I don't think most people knew the backstory.
And there's more than that. Jesse didn't get all kind. Jesse should have gotten some honors, and there's more. Remember, Jesse was trying to get the cocaine, powder cocaine, crack cocaine disparity removed in the criminal
Hmm.
justice reform. Obama didn't do it. Trump did. Okay, let's repeat that. Trump did it. And mind you, Trump is friends to Jesse. Trump hated Obama. Jesse is traveling on Trump's plane when he's running for the Democratic Party nomination. being funded by Trump. Obama is being attacked by Trump. You see, Trump is with the New York and Las Vegas Jews. Obama is with the Chicago Jews.
And he went to that man's funeral and got political.
Well, I mean, look, he was more political and more outspoken at that funeral than he was when when the people got massacred at Emmanuel Church in South Carolina.
Hmm.
Seems like he should have sung a song up in that bitch. He doesn't care. I mean, look, the black political class in this country is bankrupt. It has no value. Uh, I hope that this thing in Iran, the same way that white folks hopefully will go to blows with each other, that will begin to go after people black that supposedly represent us. Again, I don't want bricks and bottles, but I would love flour bombs, eggs, tomatoes. And I heard Maxine Waters got up and had something to say. You know, this would have been a great time to roll out a facelift, but that's too much to expect. I wouldn't blame her if she got one. Just it was a clown show, and they were there for the bill, and that's a sad thing. The only time you see these people in the hood is at the funeral of some black celebrity, whether it's Aretha Franklin or Dick Gregory or the death of someone. What about something for life? We're building a new hospital. We're
We
building a
will
new
push this for you.
school. We're starting a new housing development, a subdivision where black folks can own homes. We're going to put together a capital fund, a loan fund. We're going to do this or that for black farmers. It's never anything that is tangible. It's always bullshit.
Symbolism.
Empty symbolism.
so
Now, as for
that's
for
what. So that was the whole performance of the funeral. That
which is
was,
why
you know.
I didn't watch it. I didn't need to. Um,
Well, you should have called me ahead of time and said, "Please don't watch it."
no, I mean certain black folk. Some people like abuse. Our people, we are a masochistic people. We love pain and oppression. We
That's the
seek
way I
it
felt
out.
when I called you. Well, that's the way I felt when I called you.
Yeah. Well, the point is, I don't care. I don't want to know them. I don't want to be involved. I'm serious. I'm done. I quit.
Mm.
I quit. Why do we have to do this? Why do we pretend? You know, I remember coming up, there was this big thing as a lot of black folks lied to themselves that we're more honest, we're more real than white people are. No, we aren't.
Mm.
No, we aren't. We aren't more real. We aren't more honest. We're not more truthful. I think in order to be oppressed by white people, we have to be greater self deceivers, greater liars, greater deniers, greater hypocrites in order to endure being under them. Because if you were less so, you couldn't put up with it.
Mm.
And you don't turn around and put a bottle or drink alcohol or abort babies. You don't run away from, I'm letting my damn cat in. And yeah, their ass has been out. Yeah, hope you're good and cold. Um, we need to just wake up and be honest that being suicidal, spending our money with other people, putting all kinds of industrial solid waste in our hair and calling it beauty. These are all efforts to commit suicide instead of
Fried,
changing the
fried,
trying to
died, and laid to the side.
for trying to overcome oppression and injustice, I would rather commit suicide than get rid of the person that's driving me to want to take my own life. I would rather hurt myself than stop it. I would rather kill my baby. I would rather beat up, or I'd rather hate black men, pork chop feminists, or he'd rather hate black women, asshole, traitor, fake ass black men that think every other group of women are better than their own. We would rather destroy one another, you know, sort of like in the Bible when the people were trying to get Baal to defeat Elijah. And in order to get their God to intervene, they began slashing and cutting themselves or sacrificing, killing their babies to get power, which is what we do. We sacrifice the next generation by not doing anything to make things better, to make it easier for them to move ahead. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, so,
So let me ask you, Dr.
and I
Short.
don't. Mm,
Texas hasn't elected a state senator from the Democratic Party since 1988.
mhm.
What made Jasmine Crockett think that she would have been a state senator representing Texas?
Well, all that
A
stupid shit
United
she's
States
been
senator,
doing.
excuse me.
All the
Go ahead.
stupid shit she's been doing. All this goofy shit she's been doing. She thought that's campaigning. She's trying to do it without anything substance, no bill, no legislation.
Just got a website up a month ago.
But let me ask you, that's like a person going to an orgy and sitting on a lawn chair and wanting a reputation. Oh, I'll watch. No, you either gonna get in it or you're not in it. Now, she went all in to be Greek. She's a Delta Sigma Theta, her goofy ass. These black folks, you know what political party campaigning is for black folks now? It's being in one of the Divine Nine, and then you're fratting them. Just roll over all the other people. You have access to the money. There is nothing organized or mobilized in our black community grassroots to compare to them. So our people will never have any representation in a true organization because those people are our enemies. All of
Mm.
them, every single solitary man, woman, if you're in a Greek letter organization, not only a servant of Satan, you're an enemy of your own people, even if you don't think so. And even if you even if you don't understand what I'm saying, I don't care. You're still wrong. Okay, so everywhere you see, and if the Greek letter people like you, you win. How do you get them to like you? Go to their little private parties and shit. They have their little, like for the Kappas, they have their white parties. Before Diddy had a white party, just in case you wonder where that comes from. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna talk about these fake ass things. They're fake. Damn. Even the Klan has white parties. Do me, I mean, just they don't. None of them have an agenda. Let me tell you something. None of the Divine Nine support reparations for Black people. None.
Mm.
And Jasmine Crockett didn't support reparations.
They think they are the reparations for black people.
No, they think that they've already gotten it by them being able to fuck over and lie to the rest of us that they've got reparations. And they're happy because 10% of Black folk get about 90% of the resources that come into our community. They're doing great. She's a millionaire, acting
But
like she's a ghetto bitch. It's disgusting.
I remember she said during after Kamala Harris lost, right? She said that she asked the Kamala team, "Oh, I could do more. I could talk to people. I don't have to just talk to people from the black community." No, no, no. Even they rejected her. No, no, no. They don't need you to do that. Neither one of y'all know what to say. Neither one of y'all bring nothing to the table.
Hmm. Because she's stupid. She's
You know, and
goofy.
when I realized she was jacked up was that when she went through that stuff with Margie Green Taylor, she said her viral moment about her being butch built body and all that stuff. And then
Bad butch built body.
then next 2 weeks later, she was selling shirts. She was selling merch. She was selling merch. Like you were in Congress, you got your viral moment, you got your come up, and now you selling merch.
But you know what? When you have a body that remember Mighty Mouse? Her body's built like Mighty Mouse. Jasmine.
Not
Here
many,
I
mighty.
am, oh here I come. I mean, if you start singing that shit, I would think I was watching Mighty Mouse cartoon. To me, how this woman looks has nothing to do with it. In fact, the smartest thing that she could have done was been nice to Marjorie Taylor Greene when she turned against Trump.
Yeah. And then she still she got too hyped up. I never heard her talk about Texas. She talked about Trump bad,
She's,
Orange
she,
Man bad.
she's, she's not from Texas.
Oh yeah, she's originally from St. Louis. Who nobody
As
knows
is
her.
Maxine Waters is from St. Louis too.
Yeah, I told Sister Azima it must be something in that water up there. Her, them two, Corey Bush.
I think that Jasmine Crockett, uh, maybe she could. Well, it's too late now because Zionists bought TikTok. She could have gotten a job there, but you see, she's she doesn't mean it. These
She'll be she'll be a contributor on MSN or she'll be a contributor on CNN
I don't
going
think I don't
forward.
think she, I don't think she'll get either. I don't think she'll get either. I think this war is going to push the country to two extremes: more conservative and more radical. But see, she's not on anything serious that people can connect to. And I've been saying it, the Black women are playing themselves. All of this fabulous stuff, this isn't who we are. Someone manufactured this. This is mind control. What
Hmm.
happened to the good things, sisters? I mean, that were cool. I mean, you've got to be seen. You've got to get your. I saw this woman that's leaving. She cut off all of her hair because she can't spend, I think, about $700 a month on her hair. So she cut off all of her hair to get back at her husband. And I'm thinking, who has four, five, six, $700 a month for hair when people are struggling? I mean, don't you give a damn about your? He's got to go out and get that. Why can't you get a hairdo that will last a month or two? I can see you needing to get your hair done. I'm there. Okay, get your hair done. You need to get it done every 2 weeks. And then why don't you get some of the money then? Why is everything so? This thing is absolutely crazy. Um, n- you didn't marry someone that had money to just get you 4 or 5 Escalades at a time. Maybe it didn't happen that, but then again, we got Black folk get divorced irrespective of income level, right? They do, meaning that money hasn't kept people together. It's commitment and devotion. It's respect and reciprocity. honor, loyalty, decency. That's what keeps people together. But you need a guy to earn $1 million before you can look at him. But what are you bringing to the table?
And you're right. I've yet to ever hear a black politician in the last 15 years ever talk about the black family. I've never
Hmm.
heard them talk about it.
Hmm.
It's not even a thought, even when they're just talking. Like, even even for those that are infatuated with the Obamas, Michelle on that podcast, she takes shots at Barack all day long. If people want to look at them, but I have yet to hear a black politician in the last 15 years ever talk about family values in the marriage, and that's
Well,
local, state level, national. I've never heard it. Never heard it.
well, let's ask yourself, who held families together a long time ago? It was Big Mama. It was women. The black family
Mm-hmm.
has died on the educated, liberated black woman's watch. I didn't say that she's fully responsible, but she is in part the reason it's failing. When I see women that are in their 70s and 80s trying to wear booty shorts and go out and party and dance, and the kids can't read and write, they don't know who their cousins are, they don't know anything, that's ridiculous. It's despicable. And but that's been promoted. In fact, it's been promoted by the GCPs, the Zionists, and the other people, the cultural Zionists have built up black women and gotten them to hate and look down on having children, kill that baby, divorce that man, stay in school till you're 60. Oh, you need more time for self-discovery and you're 50 years old.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Then
yeah,
you
yeah. That's the thing.
and and
Get your education. Don't start a family. Then they get
okay, and
40.
no, 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 no. Then they get 50 and look around. And by the way, you didn't keep yourself up. You don't look good. You've got a bad attitude, and you feel entitled for someone to want you.
My
This,
my
the,
grandma
no,
my grandmother had 7 kids, was a nurse in the hospital, and juggled her life, her devotion to her church, her devotion to her husband and her kids, and being a registered nurse at the same time for 40 years.
these these ladies are lazy. They're lazy, and they don't think that they should have to do any of that. So we won't have a black community or black people, but that's not just due to the black man that cheats, because shit, married women cheat more, at least as much or more than married men do. It's a lot of it. Um, at some point, and this is sort of why I don't care, and yes, I hate feminism. Feminism is trash, and if you're feminist, you're trash. And I'll cry out in the wilderness. I hate feminism. Destroy that shit. Burn all the books. We need to. I'm not against women's rights or women having education or that, but this women trying to get rid of roles that have existed. Like I've met women that don't think that women have children, and they think that women have penises and all this kind of shit. It's interesting how much of this comes from women and not from men. And it comes from women trying to overturn the natural order. And it's unacceptable. And as I told the woman that got mad, I don't care. So you think the passport brothers says, you know what, you're damn right. If the passport brothers can't find marriageable women here. They're right where to go wherever they have to find someone. Am I saying I'm not for men being hoes overseas? I'm not for them being hoes here. And the ones that go over there and hoe around, they'll find out. Try that in a Muslim country. Try it in a certain country where folks catch on. They're killing, stealing, scamming, hurting stupid ass black men that think that using their dick as as a GPS unit is going to guide them through life. But if they meet someone because they want a wife and they want children, so the black race will continue, whether loudmouth, fat, rude, macho, asinine, grifter, gold digger type hoes. Don't want to be anybody's wife, mother, or friend. Let those bitches go the way of the buffalo. Don't even reproduce with them. In fact, you know what? There's a great job for them. Every animal adoption center in this country needs someone to get a cat or a dog. Then get one. Anyway, let me see. We should stop here. It's 1:30 something. We need to come back and talk about Iran, but it's hard to talk about Jesse Jackass and Croc shit and do Iran too. Can we pick this up and do a part two?
Yeah, we'll do a part two probably. If we do a part two, it'll probably be tomorrow afternoon or
Okay, that
Monday.
sounds white. That sounds
It's,
white.
you guys in
All
the
right.
chat, appreciate you guys hanging out with us all night.
Yes.
Remember, the best way to support the channel is to like, share, subscribe. You guys want to donate to Dr. Short? Here is his Cash App. Any donation that you want to make to Dr. Short would be greatly appreciated.
And you know, I got a Zelle and I got a PayPal. And you
Yes.
know that's my email. You can share that. Yeah, I love that. Shoot,
And,
I
and,
use that.
and know that one thing with Dr. Short, you guys, he does a lot of work. And what I mean work is that he is someone who has a lot of books. He uses the donations for books, and he does a lot of ancestry work. He don't charge you an arm and a leg, but he does charge you a fee for the ancestry work. So it's important that we take care of those who are helping us know who we are. Take care of those who are assisting us with information that can be beneficial to being able to navigate what's going on. Dr. Short, somebody had asked a question earlier in reference to Dr. Short. Had he ever been to the Middle East? Dr. Short actually has been to Iran, and knows that when we do talk about Iran, I have to bring this up. Dr. Short is one of the people that knows that when you're fighting Iran, you're not fighting a country. Iran that they're fighting over there is not a country. They're fighting the Shia. So we need to really understand what's going on and why this war was not a good idea. It was one of the worst things that our president today could have put this country in. And
Mm.
the significance and the fallout from this war is going to have major ramifications going forward. But with that, I don't want to get into it, and Dr. Short will definitely come back and give us more and more commentary on it and give us his insight on it, because we really need to be aware of what's going on. With
Oh, and
that, you
brother
guys have a
Q,
go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Short. Oh, I lost him.
are
Oh,
you hearing me?
excuse me. Yeah, now I do.
Okay. Patronize is like with white. If you don't do Cash App, I do Zelle, and I also do PayPal, which is my email. A very good way to contact me, which is at wrandyshort@gmail.com. And now and then I'm able to assist people when they have questions or concerns. Look forward to hearing from you. And oh my God, this is, This is so cool. This is so cool. This is so cool. You know what I'm saying? So definitely join us in our next conversation. You can subscribe. Eventually, I should have my channel jump back up, the Angry Black Men's Book Club, to which I love that thing. I just haven't done it in a minute. And don't you guys don't get worried. Let me let you go. Good night, everyone. Hello?